All right, let's jump right in. Today, you're going deep on Jesus Luzardo, the Miami Marlins pitcher.
It looks like we've got a great collection of stuff here.
We do. Looks like you really want to get a full picture, not just the stats. We've got excerpts from a longer biography and even some video prompts.
Definitely going beyond wins and ERA.
Exactly. This is about uncovering the story behind the player.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, his path to the majors is, it's pretty unique.
Not your typical baseball journey.
Not at all. I mean, how many MLB stars were born in Peru?
It's not exactly a baseball hotbed, is it?
You know, it makes you wonder, right? How growing up outside that traditional American baseball system might have shaped him.
It's got to have some impact. I mean, think about the different influences, different perspectives.
So Luzardo moves with his family to Florida, and it's really his dad who gets him hooked on baseball. Big baseball fan, the dad.
I read that somewhere too, yeah.
Yeah, the story goes that his dad would have him practice pitching, get this, by throwing tennis balls into a tire hanging from a tree.
Talk about dedication. You can see that early influence really had an impact.
Oh, absolutely. That foundation, outside the pressure cooker of American youth baseball. You wonder if that played a role.
Definitely makes you think.
He becomes a star pitcher at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Top prospect, everyone's buzzing about him. Then, senior year, bam, tears his UCL.
Tommy John surgery.
Yep, Tommy John. Potentially devastating for a young pitcher. Their whole career could be derailed.
Especially at that crucial point. Senior year of high school, you're on the verge of the draft. Colleges are watching.
But here's where it gets crazy. The Washington Nationals draft him in the third round, even with the injury.
They must have seen something special.
Oh, they definitely did. They gave him a $1.4 million signing bonus. That's a huge vote of confidence.
It's one thing to draft an injured player, but to give him that kind of money?
That's saying, we believe in you, kid. We think you're going to come back strong.
And it's a testament to his potential, even back then. I mean, coming back from that surgery is tough.
It's not just physical either, right? It's mental, too.
Huge mental hurdle. The long recovery, the uncertainty of regaining your form.
So he works his way back, starts in the minors, then in 2017 gets traded to the Oakland A's.
Yeah, part of a deal for veteran relievers. Teams really value that young pitching potential.
It's fascinating, these trades, like a giant chess game, right?
Totally. Teams always assessing their needs, looking for that missing piece, balancing short-term and long-term goals.
And for the A's, Luzardo was a long-term investment. They were banking on him developing into a star.
And he didn't disappoint. I mean, 2018, he just explodes in the minors, dominates at every level.
It's amazing how quickly players can develop in the minors. What is it about that system that's so effective?
It's a proving ground, really. You're facing tougher competition at each level. You got to adjust.
It's not just about throwing hard, is it?
Nope. You got to be smarter, more strategic, learn to read hitters, handle the pressure.
And then in 2019, he gets the call, makes his major league debut against the Houston Astros. Talk about a tough first opponent.
The Astros were a powerhouse. Not the easiest team to face as a rookie.
You're telling me. But he throws 3 scoreless innings.
Not bad for a debut.
Yeah.
Especially against that lineup.
Shows he could handle the pressure right from the start.
Oh, absolutely. And that same year, he shines in the AL wildcard game.
Another high-stakes moment. And he delivered. Some guys fold under pressure, but some...
They thrive on it.
Yeah, they seem to get even better when the pressure's on.
It's a valuable trait, that fearlessness.
Yeah.
Especially for a pitcher. All right, so we've talked about his journey, but what actually makes him such a tough pitcher to face?
Yeah, I've been looking at some highlights, and it's clear he's not just some power pitcher who throws heat. There's more to it.
You're right. He's not just about overpowering hitters. Luzardo's got a real deceptive arsenal. It keeps hitters guessing.
Let's start with that fastball. He can hit the mid to upper 90s. That's serious heat.
Yeah, but it's more than just velocity. You'll hear commentators talk about the life on his fastball.
I've heard that, yeah. What does that even mean? Does it actually, come alive?
Not literally, but think of it like this. The hitter's expecting a straight fastball. And then at the last second, it rises a little bit.
It's like an optical illusion. The ball's playing tricks on them.
Exactly. Makes it really hard to square up. They swing and miss or make weak contact.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So, fastball's got some trickery to it. What else?
Then he's got this curveball that just drops off the table. Especially tough on right-handed hitters.
So they're geared up for that fastball, and then boom, curveball. I bet that's frustrating.
It's a recipe for strikeouts.
Yeah.
And weak ground balls. But he's got one more trick up his sleeve.
Oh, lay it on me.
A changeup. And he throws it with the same arm speed as his fastball.
The classic changeup. It comes in looking like a fastball, and then
Drops off the table.
So the pitcher's timing is all messed up.
Exactly. It neutralizes aggressive hitters, keeps them honest.
So we've got the heat, the breaking stuff, and the deception. No wonder hitters hate facing this guy.
And don't forget he's a lefty.
Right. Lefties always seem to have an edge, don't they?
It's not just a feeling. The angle they release the ball from is different. It's a different look for hitters used to facing righties.
So it's like an element of surprise on top of everything else.
Yeah. And for righties, the ball tends to tail in towards them. Makes it harder to hit it the other way.
Wow. So it's not just the pitches themselves, but the whole package.
Yeah.
The delivery, the arm angle, all that stuff.
And he really understands how to use it all. He doesn't just throw hard. He locates his pitches well.
Yeah.
Works both sides of the plate.
Looking at his stats, it seems like he's been getting a lot better at inducing weak contact. Is that luck? Or is there something to it?
It's definitely a skill. It means he's not just throwing hard, he's throwing smart.
Meaning?
He's placing the ball perfectly, getting hitters to hit it off the wrong part of the bat. That leads to those easy grounders, pop-ups.
Gotcha. So it's all about control. And that's something he's improved on.
Big time. We talked about his athleticism earlier, and it's important to remember that pitching isn't just about the arm.
It's a whole body thing.
Yeah, it's about balance, coordination, being able to repeat that motion over and over.
Makes sense. I remember reading a quote from his former teammate, Sean Manaea. He called Luzardo's delivery effortless power.
That's a great way to put it. It looks so natural, but there's a ton of work behind it.
So that athleticism, that smooth motion, that also contributes to his durability. And after that, Tommy John surgery.
Staying healthy is crucial for him.
No doubt about it. Let's talk about his time with the Marlins. He seems to have found a home there.
Yeah, it's interesting how a change of scenery can impact a player. He started with the Nationals, had a stint with the A's.
But Miami seems to be where he's really come into his own.
You can't deny it. That 2022 season was a real turning point. What was it about the Marlins that clicked for him?
Well, the Marlins have a good reputation for developing pitchers.
They do. They've got a pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre Jr., who's known for working well with young arms.
Maybe it was the coaching. Or the team culture. Or being back in Florida, close to home.
Could be a combination of all those things. You know, baseball is a mental game as much as it is physical.
Yeah, that makes sense. Feeling comfortable, having that support system, it all makes a difference.
Big time. It seems like he had all the talent, and then in Miami, everything else fell into place.
Right place, right time.
Exactly. But of course, there will be challenges ahead. He's still young. He'll face new rivals. The game will keep changing.
And he'll need to keep adapting, keep refining his game.
Absolutely. But he's proven he can handle adversity. He's bounced back from setbacks before.
He's a tough kid. So we've covered his pitching, his development, his time with the Marlins.
But we haven't touched on those video prompts yet.
Right. Those seem to give us a glimpse of who he is off the field.
You know, the man behind the stats. His contributions to his community, his mental toughness, that comeback from Tommy John surgery.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely worth exploring.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and dive into those video prompts. Stay with us.
Okay, so we've seen how Luzardo dominates on the mound. But these video prompts you brought, they paint a different picture.
They do. It's about more than just baseball, you know. It's about character, values.
Let's start with the one about his hometown, Parkland, Florida.
Yeah. He never forgot where he came from.
Right. And after the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas.
Wow.
He really stepped up.
Yeah, he didn't just talk about it. He actually did something.
He visited survivors, families. He got involved in fundraising events, used his platform to raise awareness.
It's powerful, you know. A talented athlete using his influence to make a difference.
It's a tough situation. But he's become a symbol of hope for that community.
It shows that even in the face of tragedy,
there's still room for compassion, for action.
Exactly. And it reminds us that athletes can be role models. Not just for what they do on the field,
but for who they are as people.
Okay.
There's another prompt here about performing under pressure. We talked about that wild card game. He was clutch in that game.
But it seems like he rises to the occasion all the time.
Yeah, some players, they just have that mental toughness. They stay calm, focused, even when the stakes are high.
And Luzardo, he's one of those guys. I read about this one game. He came in as a reliever against the Yankees.
Bases loaded.
Yep, bases loaded, nobody out. And he strikes out the side.
Wow. That takes guts. You can't teach that kind of composure.
Talk about nerves of steel. All right, last prompt. His recovery from Tommy John surgery. Easy to forget he went through that.
It's a major setback for any pitcher.
Yeah.
Especially a young one.
The physical part is one thing, but mentally, that's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. The doubts, the setbacks during rehab.
Yeah.
Wondering if he'll ever be the same.
But Luzardo, he came back stronger, and that says a lot about him.
It shows incredible dedication, work ethic, belief in himself.
It's inspiring. You know, his story, it's about more than just baseball.
It is. It's about resilience, overcoming obstacles.
It's been quite a journey, from Peru to the majors.
And he's still got a lot of baseball ahead of him.
He does. He's only 26. Who knows what he'll accomplish?
What records he might break. What kind of legacy he'll leave.
It's exciting to think about. So, to everyone listening, keep an eye on Jesus Luzardo. His story's far from over.
And thanks for joining us in this deep dive.
Until next time.